Here we go, it's the show you've been waiting for. Just sit back, you will see you're gonna want some more. We talk about love, life, fam, fun, all in one. Let's take a ride. It just begun. Come on, everybody, you're sure to get your laugh on. It's the Candy Kev Show.
Well, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Candy Kev car conversation.
Slow it,
Station.
slow it down, babe. You came out like good morning, everybody, and blah blah blah. I
The
mean,
stay at home edition. You know what it is?
people
I
just
feel like
woke
we didn't
up.
have a lot of energy yesterday, so I feel like I have to bring a little bit of extra. Yesterday was just one of the many very few off days that we currently been
I
having.
mean, but guess what?
It
It
happens to
happens
the
to the
best
best
of
of
them.
them.
Listen, I ain't seen Steve Harvey screw up. Not that I'm talking about him. I ain't seen Ricky Smiley mess up. I ain't seen
It
Oprah.
happens.
Oprah messed up.
It
It happens.
happens.
So, but welcome today. This is the car conversation, the Tuesday edition of the car
The
conversation.
stay home
Yes.
edition on a Tuesday,
Yes.
relationship Tuesday.
Yes. So
And
we are happy.
if this is the
What's wrong?
if this is the first time you are joining us, I'm going to
Gonna
ask
ask
you
you
to
to
go
go
ahead
ahead
and
and
hit
hit
that
that
share
share
button.
button.
Go
Go
ahead, everybody, hit that share button and hit the Kevin hit that share button.
Oh yeah, my bad. My bad. I was. We got a guest, and I was making sure she was good. Hold on one second, y'all. All right, we back, everybody. Welcome. Thank you
See,
for
that's what you
sharing.
get for saying, "Oh, we're off to a well." It is so far a better start than yesterday, I must admit.
Yesterday we had sound
Yesterday
problems.
was
We had
plain awful.
Yeah, we had a lot of problems yesterday, which is why we brought our guest back. We wanted to make sure
Yes.
we done her right. She is definitely one that I'm actually I'm a fan. I
He's
was
a big time fan. Let me tell you, he's a big time fan because I can tell he's a big time fan because yesterday we had some technical difficulties and he was just trying to work through them as best as he could. And then I finally said, you know what? I had not heard this young lady perform, but as the video started going, I was like, pause, hold up, stop. We cannot do this to my little sister. We are going to do this properly. So we have a very special treat, but I just bear with me, people. Bear with me. I just need you to hit that share button one more time. I'd heard of this young lady, but my
start over.
husband. Oh, okay. So I'll start over. So yesterday, we had some technical difficulties, and we had scheduled to have a very special guest, a musical guest, and although before yesterday I was not really very familiar with this young lady, but as the video started playing, I said, "Oh, hold up, pause. Nope, we can't do this to her. We are going to give her her props." So as a makeup, not only do we have the video, but we have the artist herself known as that trumpet girl, chick,
Chick.
chick. I want to make sure that trumpet chick. She was like, that trumpet chick is on with us now. Bring her on in, Kev.
Can you hear us? Okay.
She's like
Okay.
loud and clear. Let
Listen.
me please tell you. She said you can tell. She was like, wait, y'all do it what time?
She said, "What time in the
Yeah,
morning?" She's
that's
like, "Can we do
early.
it?"
She said,
Yeah.
"Don't y'all know we on quarantine? Why y'all up?
Yes.
Why y'all up?"
But this is none other than, and if I'm pronouncing your name incorrectly, just tell me. Is it Arnetta Johnson? She is an amazing musician. This young lady, she hails from my city. I'm a Camden resident. And I believe it or not, we didn't formally meet, but I saw you. My nephew has a studio, Brennan Pritchett, and yeah, and you were there his grand opening, and they was like, you Kev, you got to they were like, Uncle Kev, you got to check her out. She's amazing. So I went later on and downloaded the CD, and I was just like, yo, let me tell you, one of my favorite songs right now is the Israel. Take me to Israel. I love it.
So we're gonna do a proper
You gonna
introduction
read the bio?
of who this amazing young lady is. Arnetta Johnson and the Trumpet began their relationship at the age of 13. They dubbed her that Trumpet Chick. Arnetta is poised to intersect a new young musical audience and the sage jazz aficionados to a hot new musical experience. And I am all here for it. Her goal is simple. Besides world peace and understanding, shout out to God though. I love that. Arnetta Johnson is the composite of a love supreme and beyond belief. Um, she has like this amazing. So I'm trying to get through her
She as a gift for the best of the best.
As a gift to humanity. Your music is not to be wasted and is always shared with love, respect, and passion. Um, Let me come down. She attended the Creative and Performing Arts High School in Camden, New Jersey, and matriculated her to Berklee College of Music in Boston.
Berkeley.
Some of her her the stages she has
Are you okay this morning? What is in that coffee?
Well, first of all, you're gonna leave me alone on this morning. It's a long. I mean, it's a read, girl, and I want to make sure I get it. From Arnetta headed to destinations and stages unknown yet to be determined, but not limited to the Super Bowl 49 performance featuring Beyonce as the featured trumpeter on the 2018 On the Run tour, okay?
We actually
or playing for the Carters, Everything Is Love, Grammy 2018 Grammy Award winning album. I mean, she's been on TV, on Black Girls Rocks, concerts. She's just been everywhere. And today we have her on the Candy and Kev show, hailing from Kevin's city. You know, I always shout out my love to my city, Philly, the 215. But I'm going to acquiesce to Camden, the 856, the 609.
Well, let me say this. People don't realize, and Arnetta, I'm glad you're on today. Camden has a rich jazz musical history. It started from Mr. Bates at Camden High, where it trickulated over into like the school you went to, which my sister used to teach there, Renee Pritchett, for a number of years, and it has, you're just a product of what's already there. And you've been blessed to be on great stages. Like you don't get no bigger. You don't get no bigger than the Queen Bee herself. Like you on tour with one of the best.
So talk to us about those experiences. We want to hear from you. First of all, remind me, how old are you? And you're doing all this stuff. I mean, we got to get our life.
Only thing we ever been on is Steve Harvey.
Well, don't say only. Thank you, Mr. Harvey. Uh-oh, did we lose her?
Hopefully we didn't. Pop tried to call me. There we go. They said, can you speak up just a little bit?
Wait 1 second, sweetie. We want to make sure they can hear you.
That's delayed, baby. I'm good.
No, it's
That's delayed.
okay. Go ahead. You can talk.
So, while at Berkeley, I studied with Tia Fuller, Darren Barrett, Sean Jones, Rob Peterson, and a host of
Catherine Hurd.
other people, mentors, as I was at the school. And yeah, while I was at Berkeley, I was just really practicing a whole lot, like putting in crazy hours. And just networking with my peers, networking with my teachers, and just really working out my hard work muscle like crazy. And then from there, just doors continue to open and connections started to just work their ways. And I was 19 years old when I did my first gig on Black Girls Rock.
So wait a second. 19 years old when you did your first gig on Black Girls Rock, and she said gig like it was just like the little place down the street. That's like a major stage, mama.
Man, so it was crazy because I always wanted to play on Black Girls Rock. And how it happened was, I'll never forget it. I was walking to my percussion class at the time, and I got a text of somebody saying, "Hey, can you be at rehearsal at like 6 or 7 o'clock?" I was like,
He was like, "I will cut class now."
Yeah, when I tell you everything stopped, I stopped everything. In the midst of me walking, I turned around, I went back to my dorm, packed my bags real quick. I bounced. Got right on the bus from Boston to New York. Literally.
Now, how was it getting the call for the run on the run?
So that whole situation was crazy. So
yes, y'all, she
much
has performed on the run tour with y'all's Lady B. Go ahead.
So pretty much what happened was while in school, I had got called to play on another tour with this artist named Alejandro Sanz, a huge Latin artist. But I would have had to leave school to go on the tour. So, of course, I was like 50-50. I was like, oh, man, I need the bread, too. I want to go on tour. So, I asked my mentors before I just made a decision on my own. So, at the time, I asked Tia Fuller. I was like, what should I do? And then I hit up another one with Jill Scott. So they're my two go-tos whenever I need like a decision.
Stop. She was like, so then I hit up Jill Scott. Like I was saying, I hit Kevin up like and asked him, so what should I do? I mean, girl, you are a black chick that rocks, but go ahead.
Nah, so they're my go-tos. Like whenever I just feel like I hit a wall with a decision, those are the two people I am definitely gonna call. Because they're very honest. Just very, very honest. And literally they pretty much gave the same answer. They told me, they said, tours end, degrees don't. Degrees, once you get your degree, is there forever. They said once that tour is over, it's a wrap.
So when you got that call from Beyonce and Jay-Z's camp,
It's all about to sink in. So I didn't take the Alejandro Sanz tour because I wanted to finish school. I was a junior, so a couple months down the line, I was still practicing his music anyway, just in case they let me do the tour for like a month or two, like while we were out of school. That's just kind of personality. So I kept working on his music. Then, a friend of mine, Crystal Torres, who's been playing with Beyonce for like 10, 12 years, had called and was like, hey, are you in LA, or are you available to play a gig in LA soon? And she didn't say exactly what it was, but the crazy thing is I was already on a plane to LA to go to NAMM.
Wow.
See how things work out?
When she had asked, I was like, yeah, I'll be in LA in like 5 hours. She's like, oh, great. She and And then from there, she filled me in, and then boom, that was the Super Bowl.
There
That
you
was Super
go.
Bowl gig. So I had to go hard in rehearsals. I missed like a month of school. It felt like so in rehearsal I was writing papers and stuff and doing videos for my ensembles. It was crazy.
So when you stepped out there, you know, whenever I am, you know, in a situation, I always go back to thinking, oh my God, I'm just a little girl from Philly. Did you have that? Like, I'm just a little girl from Camden.
Oh
And
yeah,
look,
all the
I'm out
time,
here.
every day, every single day to this day.
How was
Always,
the energy in the stadium?
oh man, it was crazy. So, literally before we went out onto the field, because we had rehearsed and stuff. We rehearsed on the field, and we rehearsed at different rehearsal spaces. But it's completely different once the crowd is there and once everything's like in sync and in action. So somebody asked, they were like, are you nervous? And I was like, nah. I was like, how am I going to be nervous about something I've never done before? I don't know what to expect. So therefore I have nothing to be nervous about, because I don't even know what to be nervous for. I'm nervous about the crowd. I don't know. I've never been in a football stadium before up to that moment. Playing the Super Bowl was my first time in a football stadium.
Wow.
All right.
Literally.
You were on the biggest platform in the world at that point.
Yeah, it was that was crazy. It was like a lot of first times. That was my first gig with a A-list artist, like with one of the biggest artists in the world. That was my first time in a football stadium.
And then that segued into the run.
So
on the run?
No, this is like 2 years before On the Run. So the Super Bowl, that was just my first gig. And I wasn't the only trumpet player. It was about 4 or 5 of us. And pretty much, this just goes to show, like, being who you are and just, all that hard work you put in, other people see it. So pretty much in rehearsal, I was the music geek that was practicing like crazy in between rehearsal and stuff. And as they saw, I was writing my papers for school and this, that, and the other. And then from there, they just saw that I really put in the work. It was serious. So I got called back to play a couple title performances with Beyonce that same year. And then that led to the Country Music Awards with the Dixie Chicks. And then from there... Then from there, that's when Coachella... No, then they did the first On the Run tour. They didn't have horns on that tour. So they did the first one. And then that led up to Coachella.
Gotcha.
The long Coachella rehearsals that were from like November all the way to April.
But it was worth it, wasn't it?
Oh yeah.
How did you pick up the trumpet, like when you were 13? Because I'm going to tell you, Kevin doesn't know this fun fact about me. I played the trumpet for 1 year, and I gave it up. You didn't know that, did you? I'm going to say, you're going to know what I mean by this. I couldn't get used to this pain in my jawline.
Oh, yeah.
I couldn't,
in my... All here.
This wasn't so bad. It was this, and my trumpet player, he was an amazing man. He was blind. But he could play the trumpet so well, and for a year through my school, I played the trumpet. But that pain, I couldn't, and then finally I said, nope, it's not for me. So who put that trumpet in your hand? Why the trumpet?
So I started playing music. This is just a story I just grown comfortable with telling. My mother was a music teacher, but she was not the kind of music teacher that forced us into music. Yeah, like it was to the point she was actually my teacher at a point in time while I was in middle school. But at the time I wasn't a musician, so I really wasn't paying attention too much until my last year. And it wasn't until I would see my brother in the hallways, and I'd be like, "How's he always out of class?" And it was because he was, and it was because he was in band. So I was like, "Man, I'm about to sign up too." So I said, "It's a free ticket out of class." So that's really why I signed up for band. And then they already had a ton of kids on piano and drums, and I didn't want to play sax or trombone, so I was just like, I'll just play trumpet. Because they didn't, I wanted to play the violin, but they didn't have any. So, yeah, so those are my options. And I was like, I'll pick trumpet. It looks easy. It has 3 buttons. Little did I know that was not the case.
No.
So, yeah, at the time I was playing basketball, like going hard playing basketball too, because I just knew I was going to the WNBA.
Mm-hmm.
So, my teacher at the time, there were 2. But the main one that came in, he was student teaching, Nazir Dickerson. He's from Camden,
yes, I
New
know
Jersey.
Nazir.
Yeah,
He graduated after me from Camden High.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So you know the Dickersons. So he was my
Actually,
first.
let me tell you this real quick. My wife knows them. They were in a choir. Her church was in a choir competition years ago, and they thought they was going to win. And this choir from Camden came out, and they had them. They had Nazir in them with these horns come out, and they was flipping the horns and everything. And I was just like, y'all just lost. I said Camden just demolished y'all because they brought the horns out, and there was Nazir in them. Yeah.
Back to the Trumpet Chic. But listen, we first of all, I have to tell you, it's so funny. I could tell kind of like your age group because my daughter she'll be 26 in a couple months. And when we were trying to set up the in-person interview today, she's like, "Wait, why y'all up so early? Why?"
She's like 8:30 a.m., like 8:45. She's like, "Can we do this any later?" I said, "Sweetie, it's a morning show." She's like, "Okay." But
so thank you so much because I know the struggle. Because I told you she's about to be 26. I have a 26-year-old, a 24-year-old, and a 21-year-old. So I know that this is kind of like a sacrifice.
Yeah.
But you have so many. I see like my little brother Madison Copeland jumped on, and some other musicians jumped on. It's like, oh my gosh, she's so dope. She's the truth, or whatever. What can you?
Well, I definitely want to talk about this album. Was that where you was going to?
Well, I'm gonna let you do that, but let her do what her do. So,
which is not let a brother talk.
What can you say? Because persistence, it had to. You hear so many times creatives talking about putting in those 10,000 hours, those 10,000 hours. What can you, and as a way of encouragement for your peers and those young people looking up to you about how your persistence paid off and your discipline, because clearly you're disciplined because you had proper mentors in your life to help to guide you. So speak a little to that in your words.
It's really all about the discipline. This is a conversation my peers and I have daily. We constantly tell people, with everything you do, that whole I need to be motivated. Nah, we don't have time for motivation. You have to be disciplined. Motivation is not what gets you to get the job done. Discipline does 100%. And in high school, being taught by the Dickersons, that was one thing they made sure we had was discipline. We always practiced. We were at the school for hours. Once school was over, there were times we didn't leave the school till like 8-10 o'clock because we were in jazz band rehearsal. So when it came time for them long Beyonce rehearsals, it was cool because I was used to it to some extent. So, just building the discipline, knowing like, oh man, I just had a long school day, but I still need to practice. So at Berkeley, the way people work 9 to 5s, that was how we were practicing. After school, oh man, once class is over at like 6, 8 o'clock, we in the practice room till like 3 o'clock in the morning type vibe. That was us. That was the vibe we were on. So that's hours we're putting in. So you just have to be, you almost have to be obsessed with what you're doing. But I never practiced to get a gig, if that makes sense. That was never like my main focus. Like, let me practice so hard so I can get these gigs. Nah, I practice because I just wanted to be a dope musician. I just wanted to be great. So that's when integrity comes in, because I, especially as an African American female trumpet player, it's like minority of minority of minority. So I just always wanted to, leave no room for anyone to say anything for that, you know, because I have to represent Black people, I have to represent women, and I have to represent women that play brass instruments. So it's like all of those things. It's like I want one, just me personally, I just want to be a good representation, you know, for myself. So that, if anything, it was that. Like,
So Arnetta, how have you at such a young age? Because Auntie Michelle, our forever flutist, she always talks about that seat at the table, and once you get a seat at the table, being a voice. How have you, at such a young age, and I say that in a complimentary way, how have you consecutively been able to be invited to these? What do you think is the key to being repeatedly invited to these seats at various tables, Coachella, the Super Bowl, the On the Run tour? What do you think
Impressive
is
resume.
the reason why you keep being invited to the table?
God liked me a lot.
I love it.
I love it. She said, really simple.
God likes
me
me.
a lot. Favor, it ain't fair, but I got it. Yeah, so I'm excited about this album.
Wait, but I wanted to. We're gonna get to. I want to hear your response to this. No, seriously. No, I know God loves you.
Yeah. So between that, a lot of just living off the prayers of my mom, and my grandma. And then on top of that, just constantly being a student. Having a good attitude, being able to read the room. Being able to read the room. Also always having mentors. I always tell people everybody always focuses on taking the next step without ever using a railing. You can put your hand on it as an assistance to help you get up. So your mentors are that rail, that's on the side of the step.
That's awesome.
You're always going to see a step with some rails to help you get on up there. So, mentors literally open the door for most communities. Just remaining humble. Reading a lot of books as well. It just because you don't want to be the person that has a seat at the table and then you can't mentally be there in the room. So you always want to keep studying so that you can hang and know what you're being served when you're at the table.
So let me tell you, you are making your city proud. You are making Black chicks around the world proud. You are representing for, your age group, playing an instrument that, when I was growing up, you saw a lot of men playing those, the trumpet and things like that. So you're representing. Talk about your album, Mama.
Okay, so boom, I have an album out called "If You Hear a Trumpet, It's Me."
Love it.
Super dope album. I'm proud of it. The music on there is great. I have music videos to a few songs on there that were super fun to shoot. But pretty much I got the album title from when we were touring, and I was the person always practicing. So I would be in the hotel practicing, and then I would get calls all the time from front desk with noise complaints. So one day it started in where were we at? Were we still in Paris? We was in Paris forever. I almost felt like we lived there at one point.
She said we were in Paris. Like I was over in Atlanta. So go ahead. I love it. I love it all. I love you. Go ahead.
So yeah, and I was practicing, and then just after a couple, it was like weeks of constant phone calls. I was just trying to practice, and I didn't want to practice with my mute at the time. So then I was just being funny, and I put up a post saying, wherever we could have been in like Copenhagen or something. I was like, I was just saying a random place, Poland. If you hear a trumpet, it's me. So everybody laughed at it on Facebook, and then I was like, you know what? This would be a good way to announce the next city that we're in at the moment about to perform. Given that even though everybody knows the whole tour schedule is right there, but I would.
And this was on the Run tour.
On the Run 2 tour, yeah.
On the Run 2 with Beyonce
it was a
and
great way to connect with my friends. I had a lot of friends after college that just went back to wherever they lived around the world. So whenever I would post in different countries, some of my friends would be like, "Oh man, you're here," and I'd be like, "Oh man, you're here," and we would that's how we connected. So they would come to the show. But yeah, so every city I would be Stockholm. If you hear a trumpet, it's me, and all different places. So, and I was like, you know what? I'm about to make this the name of my album.
And it's an amazing
You
name.
hear
Like
a trumpet,
everybody
it's
is saying
me.
how much
So.
they love the name of the album. It's a and when I listen to it, it's on iTunes. It's known it's listed as jazz, but I think it's a combination of jazz, neo soul, every
Yeah.
like it's an amazing project. People
Thank
listen. I'm
you.
telling you, please go. You can find it on I believe on all of your media
It is
outlets.
everywhere.
Go
It's
and
Yeah, she
download.
done been with everybody and everywhere. You can find this
Listen,
everywhere. If you hear
please
trumpet, it's her.
go and support her. Go download it. Go buy it. Send it to somebody. If you know, if it's a young person in your life that might you want to introduce to jazz, this will be a great introduction into the jazz arena. This is an amazing project, and we're getting ready to get into one of your videos. Correct?
Yeah.
So I don't know if you can hang with us or if you have to go.
I ain't doing nothing.
Oh, okay. So we're gonna go
Yeah.
right into your video.
Dope.
Okay, so introduce introduce your video that's coming up.
Okay, so the video that we're all getting ready to watch is my third single called "Who Are You."
I love this one.
So this is one of my favorite songs off the album. Also one of my favorite songs to play live. Yeah, we shot this in LA with a lot of my peers that were very supportive in the video, and pretty much the song is just about, you know, as I was writing this style of music that I call disruptive jazz. A lot of people, you know, they wanted me to sound like traditional jazz. So it's like always just remaining true to yourself and, you know, acknowledging your issues head on. So that's what the video is about. So you'll see random people in hoodies that have, you know, different things that we go through on their shirts. And, you know, you just got to face them firsthand. So
Perfect.
hope y'all like it.
Yes, up next, Arnetta Johnson, that Trumpet Chick. Oh my God. That was amazing. That was amazing.
Thank
I loved
you.
everything about that. Everything. So I'm going to have to just download all your stuff.
Yo, the project is, and when I say,
The visuals. I just love, and it's so funny because I have a lot of my creative community is watching today, and I see uh, uh, stage plays directors saying, "Oh my God, this is beautiful." I see directors and writers saying, "Oh my God, this sounds like the music to a dope, like a soundtrack to a dope like project."
yes.
So,
So
yo,
listen, I wanna put this out to you right now while we have you here. So a lot of people know, you might not know this, but we are slated. We have a TV show that was supposed to be taping in New York City, but because of the pandemic, what happened was we got put on hold.
Hmm.
So we're scheduled, and it's in front of a live studio audience and all that kind of stuff. Paris Bowens is our musical director, and we got a lot of things going on. Will you? Hold on, let me get you back.
Wait. You
eh,
went
There
low
we go.
real
Will
quick.
you be one of our guests on the show?
Oh, absolutely.
listen, if y'all hear a trumpet in the studio, it's
It's
that
Arnetta
trumpet chick.
Johnson. So listen, we
I
are.
love it. Thank you so much for being with us. Thank you for waking up early to do this.
Yes,
You have
thank
a
you.
new fan in me. I want to tell you because I was just feeling all types of just goodness in there. Where can people follow you on your platforms? Because I'm sure you have multiple.
So yeah, there pretty much if you want to find like everything all in one, you go to my website, arnettajohnson.com. On social media, simple that trumpet chick, no K, on Instagram, on Facebook under the page Arnetta Johnson and Sunny. So all right there. If you want to find everything, go to arnettajohnson.com. It's all there, the music, the videos, other
All of
things.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
all of it.
And then when New York opens back up, y'all gonna find her on the Candy and Kev show too. I know, and I'm gonna be
Listen,
sitting there just like this.
listen. Someone just added a comment that I think you want to hear. They said she adds to the culture. So thank you for adding to the culture. We appreciate you. Listen, we're fans. I appreciate you for representing the city of Camden. Somebody put something earlier. They say nothing good comes out of Camden. Well, you're a testament that a bunch of stuff is good is coming out of Camden. So thank you for
Absolutely.
representing the city on a level of excellence. A lot of times we don't see that, we don't hear that, but we wanted to showcase you today because Camden was representing in an excellent way by you. You've been all over the world representing your city, and we appreciate you and we're proud of you.
And you have the
Thank
support
you.
of Candy and Kev. If there's listen, you got Jill and Beyonce, so this might not mean much to you. But if there's ever anything that we can do to support you, if when you have new projects coming out, when you have new things you're doing, and you need our support to get the word out, make sure you share it with us because you got
Oh,
fans in us.
absolutely, man. Look, this means just as much. Anybody that supports me is A1.
I,
Period.
Appreciate
I,
it.
Same in
I
my
feel like,
eyes.
that sounds a little crazy after you said, yes, I called Jill and then Beyonce. But Candy and Kev love you too. So thank you so much for being on the show today, guys. We hope that you enjoyed that trumpet chick. Go ahead and follow her. Throw the hearts up so she can see it. As the music was going, I saw people vibing and throwing the hearts
Go
up.
get her project.
Get
You
her
will be blessed.
project. Listen, so today,
So we appreciate you being on. So we're gonna let you get back to sleep now.
All right. Thank
All
y'all
right.
for having me. I
Appreciate you,
thank
appreciate
sis.
it.
you, thank
All right,
you.
take
All
care.
right.
So today we also wanted to feature another young lady, and her name is none other than Tasha Holmes. So if you bear with us, I know that this is supposed to be a half an hour show, but as you can see, that amazing interview went a little longer than we anticipated.
Which we loved.
Which we
she
loved. Y'all
deserved
know
the
we go
time.
with the flow. That's
So we'll
how
close
Candy
out
and
with
Kev go. So we're gonna close out with another dope young lady. She's representing the 215. Okay, she's not originally from 215, but she's there now. So she's representing the 215. A good friend of mine. She is an amazing actress. My husband don't throw compliments out there. But if you saw a short film I was in called John's Leftover, she played the antagonist, and she played that thing so well that people were like, yo, were y'all about to fight on the screen? Because she did it good. Mm-hmm. She did it really good. She played her part. And Kevin doesn't throw out compliments that often, but he was like, yo, she's the truth. So she's going to grace us with an original spoken word piece called Believe. So tune in. Up next, you'll have Tasha Holmes that's going to be closing out today's show with her spoken word piece, I Believe. We hope that you enjoy today's show. Don't forget to support that Trumpet Chick. Don't forget Arnetta Johnson. You can, like she said, ArnettaJohnson.com. Don't forget to follow, to like and share this video. Don't forget to follow us on YouTube, the Candy and Kev Show on YouTube. We're going to continue to bring you quality, creative entertainment and interviews as long as you'll have us, guys. And even when you don't want us, we still gonna do it. Listen, we love you, and ain't a thing you can do about it, boo. Now here's my good friend Tasha Holmes and her spoken word piece, Believe. See you tomorrow.
I'm sitting in my car wondering how far my mind and emotions have strayed. I try not to run away with my imagination, giving in to temptations, but the sensations you give got me thinking, why do you kiss me like that? With lips as soft as butter, I shudder from the chills you left behind, lingering up and down my spine, 'cause your kisses are like warm hugs on shitty days, making me want to stay right there and never move, like you've got the medicine I need. Your kisses make it hard to breathe, and when you look in my eyes, the lies of fairy tales seem real, or at least they feel like they could be with you. And I'm not asking you to be my prince or knight. I'm not like the girls from the stories, the princess, the damsel in distress. I'm a mess, but I don't need saving. I've been brave in these streets on my own, and I preferred it that way until the day that we kissed. And I don't know why I'm telling you this, but I feel like there's something there, because you have broken down my defenses with kisses. Now little girl wishes I had long forgotten about her, pressing out the skepticism and doubt, because when you kiss me, there's magic. Or at least there is for me. And endless possibilities, and maybe that's just my mind taking too long of a trip. Remembering your lips and never wanting to come down, still high off the hit, and now I'm writing you poems and shit. And as simple as a kiss may seem, a kiss from you revives old dreams of that young girl from way back when, and makes her believe in love again.